Hey everybody, it's Kevin Purcell for GottaBeMobile.com, and I've picked up the Lenovo Mix 2 8 tablet. This is a Windows 8 tablet that came out in November of 2013, and I've been kind of intrigued by Windows 8 tablets. I've been somebody who've always thought that the Windows 8 operating system was best on a touchscreen tablet like most people do. I hate it on a desktop or on a laptop, but I had a chance to play with another device a couple of weeks ago and just really liked it. And so since then I've been kind of looking around. I picked up a Dell Venue 8 Pro, and it was a floor model and had a lot of problems with it, so I returned it and instead went with this one after doing a little more research. So we're going to show it off to you. Alright, so here is the tablet turned on and running. I've already begun to install some of my apps and programs and settings and that sort of thing. And the first thing I want to say is that as far as hardware goes, it's actually a nice device. Over here you've got your charging port. There's also a micro USB. Behind here is a micro SD card slot. I've got a 64 gig card in here, which helps out a lot. And then this is the spot where probably the SIM card goes on the model that comes with wireless data. And then you've got a couple speakers and a microphone. And then the volume up and down, and of course the power button. Across the bottom side here, there's nothing. And on that side, there's nothing. It's got a real minimalist kind of design. At the top here, of course, there's the stereo microphone combo input and output port. And then along the back, not a whole lot here. It's got a camera. I believe that's a 5 megapixel camera. There's a 2 megapixel on the front. And then stereo speakers, which are decent, not great. One of the things I really don't like about it is the stickering and the branding. I know they, for some reason, have to do that, but I prefer the way the iPad does it, printing it directly on instead of giving you that terrible feel as you're holding on to it. Looking at the screen on this, it's actually got a pretty nice display, despite the fact that it's only 1280 by 800 resolution. What's more important with that is how it looks, and it looks pretty good. Of course, you can see it's a very reflective display, but that's par for the course. Of course, you got your Windows touch button here. It moves pretty fluidly, except when you rotate. And that's a Windows 8 feature, it seems. Every Windows 8 tablet that I've played with or looked at has that. And as you can see here, this machine comes with the Intel Atom CPU. It's a Z3740. It's a pretty peppy machine. It's got 2 gigabytes of RAM. Sadly, only 32 gigabytes on board, which is a real challenge with some of the programs that I wanted to run on this, which is why I got a nice hefty 64 gigabyte card to put in it. First of all, as far as the tablet, the hardware of the tablet goes, I'm really impressed. I really like this. Lenovo did a nice job. It's got a nice screen. It's got a good feel to it. It's got enough power to feel smooth. Everything just kind of comes together in a nice package, and I really like it. I do wish it had a micro HDMI output port, but for the price that I paid, $250, you can't really get too upset about that. Now let's talk operating system and apps. Windows 8 on a tablet like this is sort of a tale of two cities. It's a nice interface when you're in the Metro side of things, and I really like that. I was surprised at how much I like it. The problem is when you go to the desktop is the old Windows 8 environment or Windows 7 environment, and it's just very difficult to use without a stylus. And while many people love their stylus, I don't want to have to use one all the time. Only when I want to for taking notes and such. And so Windows 8.1 is just still not quite ready for the touch interface, even on a tablet. And the reason for that is when you go into the store, you just don't find enough apps that are truly compelling. There's not a lot of the really great apps that make Android and iPad so interesting to use and so useful. Yeah, there are a lot. Windows 8 lovers will tell you, that there's plenty of apps to choose from. Some of the great apps are on there, but it's just still not quite enough. And that's why to me, this is kind of an in-between device. And my fear is for Microsoft that they're going to be in between too long, and the other ones will be so far ahead of them. Android and iOS will be so far ahead of them, they'll never be able to catch up, and they're going to really struggle when it comes to this. However, they're doing a good job, and people have always said, give Microsoft a little time, and usually by about the third version of something, they often will hit it out of the park. And so we've had Windows 8, now we're on 8.1, so I'm hoping for something really special in the next version. If they don't get it, I kind of feel like Microsoft will be left out in the tablet world. One thing that's sort of interesting is Windows, on this tablet anyway, just seems to want to be in landscape mode. And a lot of people want to hold their tablet, especially for reading, in a portrait mode. All in all, I was really impressed with the Lenovo Mix 2.8 tablet. I would say that if you don't already own either the Nexus 7 or the iPad, and you're a Windows person, you use Windows on the desktop, you're ready to become heavily invested in the Windows ecosystem, the Microsoft Store, Xbox entertainment area, if you're really into that, then chances are very good that you'll really enjoy this tablet. And my suggestion would be to try to get the 64 gigabyte model. It's worth the extra $100 to not worry about having to hack your way in to be able to run certain programs on an SD card, and that's something I had to do. This is Kevin Purcell for Gotta Be Mobile with the Lenovo Mix 2.8 tablet, and thanks for watching.